Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak and the Bag show for a Wednesday morning, April 4th, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Of course, you are tuned in to SBR Sports Picks, sportsbookreview.com, sbrodds.com, sbrforum.com. Ton of tools on all of those sites that are very valuable for all your sports betting needs. Jimmy the Bag, yesterday was kind of a frustration. I know. It's so annoying when you get public picks and overall you had a losing day, but then you come and say, yeah, my private accounts I killed. You know, I was up 10% on my accounts in one day yesterday, but it was just because of the fucking, I tried to get cute. You saw what happened, right? With the fucking Boston game. Our regular viewers will know that yesterday I was like, one of my main problems with these picks and these shows, not necessarily my personal betting, is I try to get cute, Jim. And yesterday was the mother of all cuteness attempts. I took, Jim liked Boston. Everyone in the comment section liked Boston, right? And agreed with that one. I said I liked the under. Jim agreed with that. Jim wound up throwing on the under. So I tried to get cute. I took the Boston team total over at a big favorite line. And then I took the Tampa Bay team total under at a big favorite line. And I was like, all right, hopefully I won't lose one of these and lose a half unit. I should have seen that one coming a mile away. Both of them lost, Jim.
Yeah, I've been waiting all year for the Lightning to send a message. I mean, for over the last 3 months, and they never do. And then as soon as I fade them, they do. But man, that wasn't what bothered me in hockey last night. I wanted the Jets to pay me back for that 6-5 win over Ottawa, and they beat the Habs in overtime, and then the Canucks losing the shootout. All I needed was one of them for a profitable night, and both of them would have been a nice profitable night. But that happens. And
some losses. The important, you made a good bet if you have a loss and then you're okay with it. Like the San Jose loss, which you both like, I'm totally fine with that. It's the other losses that I'm not fine with, and mostly I'm just annoyed that if I have a personal losing day and I have losing picks on the show, that's totally fine. But if I have a winning day and I don't give winning picks on the show, it just gets in my craw, Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You know what upset me? I was so overwhelmed yesterday that I never sent in the under in the Boston-Tampa Bay game.
Oh,
remember I asked you what time it was starting, because that's key, so that I'll have the half an hour or 25 minutes to send it in. And then about 5 minutes into the game, I was like, wait a minute, did I not fucking... So that
all right, well, starting off today's show, let's just quickly get to the 12:10 Eastern Time game, which goes off in about 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Jimmy the Bag, Scherzer against Fultonevich. I'm going to pass on this one, but if you have a pick, say it now or forever hold your peace.
I couldn't see value at this point. I like Fultonevich moving forward, and we know Scherzer's an absolute beast. Sorry, let me get to my notes here.
Go ahead.
So, Jesus Christ.
Get to your notes. No problem. Get to your notes. Happens to me all the time. In the meantime, I will acknowledge the king, Gabriel Rodriguez, in the comments section bright and early. I will also say that, interestingly, weirdly, I've been contacted by Tony Soprano. He says that he wants a shout out. He says that he has been commenting on this show, and I told him I don't know what's going on. I think the YouTube is having some problems, but supposedly Tony Soprano has been commenting, and they haven't been showing up.
That's
I don't know what happened.
Sounds like crazy talk.
Yeah, shout out to Tony Soprano, who says he's going to be watching. Shout out to the king, Gabriel Rodriguez, and shout out to the other king, King Rail, who we see in the comment section. Sorry, man, King Rail. I know King Rail's probably thinking, wait a minute, I'm the king. Look, it's like king in comment section. It's like shotgun in a car. Gabriel Rodriguez claimed it, so he's the king. Sorry, King Rail.
No, but the guy who owns the car is King Rail. And he decides who gets shotgun because he's been the king for much longer.
Really?
He's been on our show forever.
Okay, well, here you go. Gabriel Rodriguez says, I'm smashing so much. The bookies hate the king. I'm sure they do. I'm glad I'm not taking any action from the king, Gabriel Rodriguez. All right, so no...
Here it is. Anthony McSherry says, BMOC banned Tony Soprano.
BMOC.
So if you get banned on a different SBR channel, can't you be on ours? Is that it?
Wait, is that what happened?
That has to be what happened. That's the only thing that makes any sense.
Is that what happened?
Well, Johan's not going to know.
Wait a minute. Big Man can ban people from being on our show?
I don't know. This is the first I'm learning as we go, man.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to talk about this.
But that's not. I'm not sure.
Other people can ban people from being on our show.
Well, no, because they're banning them from any SBR show, I guess. I have no idea, man. I don't know anything about this shit.
Right.
Yeah, Anthony McSherry says he got blocked from chat.
And that means that... Wait a minute. Wait, what? So any whack job? All right, fine. I'm just gonna watch other people's shows, and anyone who comments, I'm gonna be like block, 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 and then they're gonna be like, wait, Peter, what? And I'm like, yeah, now you know how it feels. Look, I can't hate it if no one. Wait a minute, that is not cool. Is that true?
I have no idea, man. I don't know anything about this type.
Now
I'm
pissed.
Type of thing.
Also, because you know my
yeah, anyone that's banned is banned channel wide.
That is total bullshit. I don't ban anyone. I don't think anyone should be banned. You know what I'm saying? If people come into this show and give us hate or whatever, if you're a host on the show and someone gives you hate, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Deal with it. If you can't deal with hate as a video host, get a new job. You know what I'm saying? Get a new job. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Look, it's not my fault that no one hates me. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
You know, you're lucky. You're very lucky.
Is that
you're one of the few. You're the only guy. Because, man, I have so many. Actually, it's been quite nice last little bit. But as soon as I say that, I know they'll pop up. But now that I have so many haters, I don't know who every individual one is. It's made it very.
That is
very
unbelievable. That is I don't know, man. I mean, if you're a video host and you can't deal with hate,
oh look, Hugh.
Get a new job. You know what I'm saying?
Hugh Direction says Pete is a fucking man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I should be punished because I'm good at what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Hal Abraham says, Pete, your balls have never been bigger.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's like, so now I got to. Wow, I'm gonna have to talk to people. I'm gonna. And King Rail says, yeah, Pete, my old account got banned by anger management by Gabe Morency. Really?
This is the first I've heard. I didn't realize that if you got banned channel wide.
All right, you want to play, Jim? Let's go to everyone else's show and just fucking ban everyone, ban them all. And then people be like, "What happened?" I'll be like, "I don't like those guys commenting." You know what I'm saying? I don't like those guys giving hate to other commenters on the channel, so I banned them all. Can you tell I'm pissed about this, Jim?
I get it. We love these guys, man. Yeah. So
someone else banned Tony Soprano from my show. Someone else banned Tony Soprano from my show? Is that what happened here, Johan? Oh, Johan's not aware of anything. All right, we're gonna fucking deal with this shit. We're gonna fucking deal with this shit. If I was in charge of SBR videos, which I'm obviously not, I'm in charge of my picks and my jokes. That's it. No one would be banned.
SBR Sportsbook Review says neither of you two are moderators. LOL. And I don't actually think that's the case.
No, that's true. That's true. People are like, doesn't Loshak own SBR? Not only do I not own SBR, I'm the low man on the totem pole. I'm above Jim. That's it. Jim's the low man on the totem pole. Then there's me, and then there's Wanma, and then there's a whole other bunch of people. Unreal. All right. So sorry. Yeah. Justin Sears says, Pete, let's talk baseball. Sorry about that. I just got shocked by that. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. It's absolute legitimacy to be upset when other people are banning people from our show. But you know,
David Hutton with an insightful comment here. Problem with that, Pete, is that if you ban everyone, you won't have any commenters. Thanks, Captain Obvious. That's the point, David Hutton. That's the point. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, shall we move on, Jim?
Yes, and we have 1 minute before this Braves.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to pick here while I calm down, Jim.
Obviously, Scherzer is a beast. Fulton It's lost 7 straight decisions to close out 2017, received no decision to start off the year. But I think he's going to have value moving forward. And this might be the spot, although I'm not going to take a risk at this point. Scherzer 2-1, 2.37 ERA in 3 starts versus Atlanta. Last season, he struck out 268 batters in 200 innings last year. He's an absolute monster. In spring, he looked great. Now, what surprises me is after barely hitting all spring, this national offense has come out roaring. 12 homers through 5 games, 266 batting average, 884 whip, leads the National League, second in the entire MLB. Fulton It's got lit up by the Nationals last year, but Fultanovich, but I think he's a different pitcher. And although I'm not going to take him here, I think we'll find value with him moving forward.
All right. That sounds great. I can't believe I'm second lowest on the totem pole at SBR. Like, I'm doing something wrong, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the totem pole.
You don't give a well because you're lowest on it. So why would you care? Obviously, you shouldn't care.
No, it's not that. It's that it's a waste of energy
Yes.
to talk about an invented totem pole.
I'm second lowest on the totem pole. Second only to Jimmy the Bag, sitting right next to me, dead last on the totem pole. No, I'm kidding around. All right, I think I'm recovered now. Let's move on to let's move on to no, because I don't like banning for any reason. Spam. You know what I'm saying? Spam is a reason to ban. All right, let's move on to MLB. Jimmy the Bag.
But it also took me a while to understand not to care about the haters and that it adds excitement. At first, you get, I'm sensitive. I'm new to this company. I get sensitive. And now I understand that it adds excitement, and who gives a fuck what the haters have to say. So that has changed things a little bit.
My first video here at SBR, people were like, who is this guy? Give me one reason why I should listen to him. My next video, immediately right back. This was like 10 years ago. I was like, trust me, I'm cool as hell, son. Trust me. And then all of a sudden, everyone in the comment section was saying, Loshak's cool as hell. Trust him.
I trust it.
And that's how it all started, Jimmy the Bag. All right.
Twatty says that he is a big totem pole.
Let's start with MLB. How about that, Jimmy the Bag?
Let's do it.
Sorry, just caught me by surprise. All right. The first two games are the Yankees and the Mets game at 1 o'clock, and I think I'm going to pass on these. There's weird weather. They might get rained out. It's rainy. It's cold. We've got a big favorite line in the Yankees game. I didn't make a bet on either of those, and I don't know, Jim.
I made a big mistake.
Yeah, what's that?
I didn't think this was going to be a mistake.
What's that?
I was up at dawn. I was up at 3:45, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start taking advantage of these edges. And then when the first edge went against me, I didn't bother with another one. I took, and I tweeted at you and locked. I took the under, and it went against me. I took the under 8. I got 8.5 when I sent it in on the Rays Yankees. I have the full game under 8. So I've already sent that in. So unfortunately, that's what I got. I got the full game under 8 at -110.
I mean, I don't think at that time it was a terrible move necessarily.
I thought I was beating the move.
Yeah.
And then it went against me. But I do want the first 5. And I have decided to, even though my whole plan was to use 4.5 inning lines, it confused too many people. I'm just going to use the first 5, even though Bet365 allows us to do the first 4.5. But I also want the first 5 under. I think the weather's going to be terrible if this game goes. I think these are great pitchers. Now, we know this Yankees staff can hit lefty. Stanton can. Gregorius is hot, hitting 444. 7 of his hits are for extra bases. Yankees as a team are hitting just 232 with a 770 OPS. I think that's sort of weather-related. Severino got the season started by allowing 1 hit in 5 2/3. He's going to be great this year, but man, I think that Snell is going to be an absolute monster. So, yes, I've already given the full game. I want the first 5. Tampa's offense just can't do anything. Their current roster is 6 for 41 against Severino. Kiermaier has the most experience against him. He's 1 for 17 with 8 strikeouts. Snell did not allow a run in 5 2/3 against Boston. Since August 8th, he's 5-1 with a 2.59 ERA. Opponents hitting 194 off him. Snell's 2-2 with a 3.71 ERA in his career against the Yankees. A little worse at Yankee Stadium. But in New York, the Yankees' current roster holds a 197 batting average off Snell. Sanchez 3 for 8. Judge 0 for 5 with 4 K. Stanton 0 for 3. Last year, the Yankees hit 256 with OPS 757 versus lefties. I am taking the first 5 and the full game under.
All right, so you already tweeted out the full game under, so unfortunately we're going to have to give you that line that you tweeted out. What was that, Jim?
Under 8 at -110.
Under 8 at -110. Jim's going to take the Yanks game under 8 -110. I'm gonna hold off on this one. It's just a tricky game, and I just don't know what I think about it. Let's go to the first 5 innings. First 5 innings total here. Let's see if I know the first 5 innings total here. Where the hell is it? Jesus fucking Christ! Where the hell is the fucking totals? Where the first 5 inning totals here? Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. First 5 inning totals for the New York Yankees, Tampa Bay. Oh, no, that's not the totals. Here's the totals. Sorry. I'm just a little bit flustered right now. Under 4.5, -105 at Intertops. Interesting. Line shopping is always important, even if you're not getting a different line. Some places have 115, some places have 110. We're going to give you the Intertops line. First half under 4.5 -105.
XV Dynasty says, I like the Rays today at the value. Jace Gum says, I like the under in Yankees game. Both starting pitchers are tough as nails. Elio Rodriguez making a good point, saying you can't beat 8s in the American League. Might be a problem. King Rail saying Snell 0-2, 5.30 ERA at Yankee Stadium. I think that's a different Blake Snell than the one we're dealing with right now. And I'm comfortable with the spot.
All right, that sounds good.
And David Stewart, David Stewart lives 45 minutes away and says, sorry, where was it? I just saw it. It says it's, here, I'm 45 minutes from Yankee Stadium. It's wet and 48 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to pass on this game. Obviously, it's tempting. It's eye-popping to look at Snell and see a massive underdog line there, right?
It is.
I'm going to pass on this one. Mets and Philly. Have anything on that one, Jimmy the Bag?
I don't have a play on this. Let me get to where. God, I did this wrong. Syndergaard got touched in that first start. I thought, for whatever reason, I was just like, oh, he's just a powerhouse. Thor's a monster. He's going to roll through everybody. Nola was the more impressive pitcher. And I think that Nola's going to be fine on the road. I think that I know he's just his second year, but I really trust this guy. Man, this Mets bullpen looks very good. I watched the game last night. They just completely in control. Urias is the only one that looks susceptible for me. To me, 23 pitches to come out of the ninth, left men on the corners. Kapler took a lot of heat for pulling Nola at 68 pitches. I'm sure he's ready to fire today. But always had a tough time against the Mets, 2-1 with a 6.19 ERA. We talked about how nice his spring is. The Mets offense is humming through the first 4 games. 289, 781 OPS. Opposite of the Phillies, 188, 594 OPS. Udon Point, rats and facties with Philly plus money. Kobe Valentine, Philly money line is my underdog best bet of the day. Jay Peach is on Mets under. Oh, Arthur Mead's at the game.
Oh, shit. Really? Yeah, what can he tell us?
He just said the rain is coming.
Yeah.
He's at Citi Field. 65 degrees. I thought it was 48 degrees.
No, it's not. Arthur Mead has global warming fantasies in his head. It's like in the 30s there.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. DJ Big Boss says Mets all day. Dogtown said Harvey looked good, didn't he? And man, 5 innings he looked good. I was on the wrong track. A mistake by me. Kim Rail says I'm on Philly first 5. Elio Rodriguez says I lean Philly.
King Rail's fading Syndergaard. Okay. I wouldn't do that until further notice, right, Jim?
Yeah.
I mean, Nola's great, though. Nola's awesome. But
I think Nola's great, and I was afraid to fade Syndergaard.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Baltimore-Houston. Keuchel against Bundy. Bundy, of course, was great in his first start. Might have some durability issues, but as of right now, I think he's probably okay. Dallas Keuchel, wouldn't rate him as a Cy Young guy anymore, but still probably okay. I'm thinking under here, Jim. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure. I don't dislike it. This was the mistake. I should have just taken the Orioles when I woke up in the morning. I'm taking the Orioles now.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I just think that Keuchel's overvalued. Corey is not in the lineup. Keuchel 36-21 with a 2.87 ERA over 80 appearances at Minute Maid Park, but he's not the pitcher I don't think that he was a couple of years ago, and Pete just touched on that. 3-2 with a 2.93 ERA and 6 career starts versus the Orioles. Faced him once last year, allowing 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts over 6. Looked okay, pretty good in the spring, but Dylan Bundy, 7 shutout innings on opening day, 5 hits, 1 walk against what is a tough Twins lineup. Gets an extra day of rest. He's not looked good in his young career against the Astros, but just put a line through that. I think he's a different pitcher now. Last year, the Orioles were 10th in the league with a 264 average against lefties with a 753 OPS, and I just think this is a big line. Big enough line for me to take.
All right, so you're going to take, what are you going to take here, Baltimore?
Ooh, yes, I'm on Baltimore, and Nostratota coming in saying Bundy, money line, and reverse run line.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you're liking Baltimore, I'm assuming it's because you think you're going to get a good start from Bundy, not the Orioles likely to hit Keuchel. So that would support my leans to the under, right, Jim?
It would.
All right. So you want what do you want here? Baltimore, right? We're going to give you Baltimore money line plus 159. That's the current line at Heritage.
Should have got that in the morning. What a mistake.
Yeah.
I just got. I'm going to start doing that though. At the crack of dawn, it's just the lines are.
They do move, Jim.
They move drastically,
and that's what that's one of the reasons why people like this show, and we don't have too many haters. Is that we mimic actual betting, which is you have to use up to the second lines, because if you're if you have a betting account, you can't call your maybe you could if you're a big lifetime loser, you can do whatever you want, but you can't call your book up and say, hey, can I have the line that was available 3 hours ago? No, you got to bet the line that's available this exact second, Jim the Bag.
Mistake by me. I already sent my individual bet. And even that I waited too long, but I got much better. Jay Peach says, Jimmy, Astros roll again, period. And Lou Chase Fox, we know he goes to these games, says, I don't think Keuchel is perfect, but Astros bats roll.
Yeah. All right, I was leaning under here, and as usual, my general leans are, you saw what I did yesterday with Arizona, right? I took them. That would have been a no balls lean if I hadn't forced myself to do that. I think I'm going to take the under here, Jim. You think there's a mistake?
Ooh, Paulo Marquez says Astros New Vegas for Jim. No, I love the Astros. I just think that the Orioles bats are underrated.
Houston under 8.5 minus 114. I'm going to take that one at Pinnacle. What do you think about that one, Jim?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. I think Keuchel's going to be okay. I would like the first half under as well, but I don't really want to double up on this one, so I'm just going to take the first half. The full game under on this one. Keuchel and Bundy. Let me get to my notes. Next one, Arizona and the Dodgers. This one I did bet on the under as well. I got 8.5. That now is long gone. There are now only 8s, and I like both these guys. I think I like Wood a little bit more. I think it might be a bounce back spot here for the Dodgers. I'm thinking the Dodgers on the full game, which I did bet, and the first half might be good plays. What do you think, Jim?
I love it. I love it. I think Alex Wood's going to be better early in the season, just like last year. I don't think his arm can go through a whole season. You don't point right in the fact he's just asking me to repeat the Orioles against lefties. They were 10th in the league last year, 264 average, 753 OPS. I'm doubling up. I'm doubling up. Already Diamondbacks are dealing with injuries, although, Lamb's not going to help him against a lefty. Arizona looking for the sweep. Corbin opened up the season 5 2/3, allowing 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, 1 walk. Looked good last year, and he struggled in his career against the Dodgers. Did not look good against them last year, 0-2, 5.06 ERA. Wood looked great in that debut. He looked very good. He's always pitched the Diamondbacks tough. 5-3, 3.06 ERA in 12 career appearances. 3-0 with a 2.57 ERA in 3 starts against him in 2017. Struck out 23 in 21 innings. We saw how good he looked in the first half of the year. He looked good in spring. Last year, the Dodgers, remember, in 2016, they were the worst team in the league against lefties. 2017, they started off so strong and then completely fell apart against lefties. And the Diamondbacks were so bad against lefties. So I like this spot. I'm doubling up first 5 and full game under.
On the under?
Yeah.
The Dodgers-Arizona game.
Yes.
I was feeling the same way, Jim. I should have fucking tweeted it out. I bet it at 8.5. All right, first 5 and a full game under. Okay, let me just see what I want to do here as far as my bets are concerned. For the full game under, we can give you 8 minus 102 at Pinnacle. How about that, Jim?
I'll take it.
Jim's going to take Arizona under 8 minus 102, and the first 5 innings we can give you. Let's just see what we can give you here. Line shopping here at SBRodds.com. Nice 4.5 minus 120. Where the hell is the Pinnacle line on that one? I'm going to find a SBR odds doesn't appear to be showing the Pinnacle line. Okay, so Jim's going to take the Arizona first half under 4.5 minus 120. And the full game under at 8 minus 102. But you don't necessarily like the Dodgers here, do you?
I don't. And there's a lot of talk about their
Tell me why.
bats just being so quiet. I like the Dodgers better than I like the Diamondbacks in this game, no doubt about it. But I'm just very comfortable with a low-scoring game. That's something I feel like I can trust more. You don't point right in the fact it says Zona money line. Zona hit lefty hard, but not Dodgers. They did not hit lefties hard. They were god-awful against lefties last year. And 243 with a 739 OPS. I mean, maybe I guess your OPS isn't that bad for a 243 batting average. But Max Smart says Dodgers bullpen blows another game tonight. Joseph Gomez comes in and says Corbin 3-9 with 4.42. I gave those stats already. I can trust the under more than I can trust the Dodgers. And Tomer says Wood was great last year, but you think he regressed a little. Arizona continues. I don't bet Arizona against left-handed pitching, though. I really think that Woods is going to look. I think Woods is going to mimic last year, just not quite as good.
And by the way, SBR odds for some reason isn't showing the Pinnacle first 5 innings, so we'll switch that to 4.5 minus 118 for you, Jim. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
Thank you.
Okay, 4.5 minus 118. I'm going to take the first half under as well, 4.5 minus 118, and I'm also going to take the Dodgers on the first half just in case Corbin does get hit, which I think is a distinct possibility. Let me see the first 5 innings money line here for the Dodgers will be at bookmaker minus 130. I'm also going to take the LA Dodgers first half money line minus 130. So I'm throwing on the Dodgers first half. I'm throwing on the Arizona first half under 4.5 minus 118, and I think I'll just stick with that. Although I did bet the full game under, and I did also bet the Dodgers on the full game as well. I'll just stick with that right now. Let's move on to Cleveland and the Angels, right? Cleveland coming, a very nice call on the Angels run line yesterday. Now we got Kluber coming back. Skaggs, though, pretty decent, though. I'm not totally super jazzed to bet against Skaggs, and I kind of like the Angels in general here as well. It's a bounce-back spot for Cleveland, and, if Kluber throws a shutout, which is entirely possible, obviously Cleveland's going to win. What do you think about this one, Jim?
Yeah, I first off, when I was watching Garrett Richards last night, they were down Ramirez hits a 2-run shot right away, and I was like, look at Garrett was unlucky to walk that first batter. I'm like, he is a staff ace, and I was like, we're going to be just fine here, and I think he's going to give us a ton of value moving forward. I like the Indians to bounce back here. I'm not sold on Skaggs. Guy's never pitched 100 innings in the show before. I'll need to see more from him. Yeah, he threw 6 1/3 shutout innings versus Oakland on Friday. Made 3 starts in his career against the Indians, 0-2 with a 6.23 ERA. Yonder Alonso and Encarnacion are both 3 for 7 off him. Geyer's 4 for 5 off him. And the Indians hit lefties hard. At least they did last year. There's some question about whether or not they're going to be the offensive juggernaut that they were last year. And I'm not sure if they are going to be a tough team. But I think Kluber's going to throw another nice game. 8-inning complete game in opening day. 5 starts in his career against the Angels. Upton's 5 for 16 in his career against him. Pujols is 0 for 13 against him. Trout is 2 for 13 against him. I think this is a nice spot, and I'm going to take Indians on the run line.
You are?
Yeah.
So you are a believer in Kluber here. All right, let's see. The best line for Cleveland, run shopping here at SBRodds.com, plus 113 at Pinnacle with the books that we use. Jim's going to take Cleveland run line plus 113, Cleveland run line plus 113. I'm thinking about taking Cleveland on the first 5 innings, Jim, although taking, money line, big favorites on the first 5 innings on the road is a treacherous thing to do. It can be very tempting. I think it might be worth a shot in this spot, though. What do you think, though,
Jim? What are you
Jim?
getting on it?
Minus 150, which is okay. It's not too terrible, but actually Pinnacle has 149. All right, I'll take it. That's something that I've learned. I've gotten burned on repeatedly, taking favorite money lines on the road on the first 5 innings with a stud starting pitcher. It always looks better than it really is, or usually looks better than it really is. But I'm going to do it one more time here. Cleveland, first half, minus 149. And I kind of do like Cleveland to win this game anyway, right? They have a good bullpen, too, don't they?
They do. It's their offense is the only thing that concerns me at this point in the season. And we just need to see more of it.
We just need to see more of it. That's what you think, Jim? You're not sold on them right now?
On their offense, I'm not sold on them, but I think Kluber's going to throw an absolute gem.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take Cleveland minus 1 as well. Cleveland on the old minus 1 line. The money line part of that will be minus 141. That's at Bet Online. The run line part of that will be plus 113. That's at Pinnacle. I'm doubling up, hoping that Kluber can come through, which I think he will. I think it'll be okay. And as I said, last year when Cleveland was overvalued and not really winning, I cashed on Kluber's starts, taking his first 5 innings team total unders, even at 1.5s. We're seeing another 1.5 here, and I just wanted to go on the record as saying that is tempting. I'm not going to do it, but that is tempting, all right?
Yeah, I hear you. We know the Indians had just beaten the Angels, 13 or 14 straight times before last game, and then they get destroyed. I expect Cleveland to be good this year and their offense to roll, but we have a lot of people talking about how in the chat yesterday how their bats are just very quiet. In the meantime, go ahead. Tomor says Cleveland is a good under team right now, not hitting great, but great bullpen. Colby says Encarnacion's inside the park home run should give some momentum to Cleveland's offense. Kluber may pitch a shutout. In the meantime, what happened to the Detroit KC game? Postponed.
Oh, motherfucker! I was going to take Detroit on that one.
We all were going to take Detroit. So many people already came to me and were like, that was my second best bet of the day or best bet of the day. I think Daniel Norris had to pitch well, and he was going down to the minors after this start anyways. And I think Danny Duffy's a fade early start of the year.
Someone blocked the KC Detroit game, Jim. Unfucking believable. What a fucking day this is, Jim. What the hell? It's not raining there. What is it, snowing? Why'd they cancel the game? It's not raining. Why'd they cancel the game? Johan. Well, why'd they cancel it? You don't know about that? Johan knows. He also doesn't know why would they cancel this game? It's not raining. Why? Because Vegas took too much action on Detroit. They knew they were going to lose, so they blocked the game. That's what happened, right, Jim?
I think we're going to have so much value fading Danny Duffy.
Oh, motherfucker.
Until he goes on the DL and misses the second half of the season.
That was going to be my big bet. All right, moving on. Minnesota and Pittsburgh, Odorizzi and Nova. I can understand why this total was low and getting bet lower. I'm thinking the over might be a play here. What do you think, Jim?
What are you getting on that?
Well, it was 8. Now it's down to 7.5. I'm thinking this might be a play, Jim.
That's a low line. I love the way Odorizzi looks, and I don't. Also, the temperature issues again in Pittsburgh, right? I'm curious to see what what the temperature is there. I like the Twins here.
I don't disagree with that necessarily.
Pirates have started the year 4-0. It's going to be rainy and cold. That's my concern on the total. Nova
Is it going to be rainy?
Rainy and cold.
I'm not seeing rain here.
Really?
I'm seeing partly cloudy. You're seeing rain?
At least that's what I thought was going to happen in the morning.
Okay.
Let me double check on that too.
All right.
But I am sorry. Quickly.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Jim. It's all right. I'm going to take the over while you're looking at whatever you're looking at here. Minnesota and Pittsburgh. I'll just give a few thoughts right now. I'm going to take the over 7.5 minus 114. Over 7.5 minus 114. Over 7.5 minus 114. Odorizzi has been good, but I don't think he's necessarily a stud. I think he's more mediocre than what he's shown recently. An impressive guy, though. I kind of like him. And Nova the same way. He has been good at home. And but not necessarily overwhelming. It's a low total, and I'm going to take the over 7.5 minus 114. That's another official pick for me, Jim.
I like it. I think it's a fine play. They say flurries start at 2:00.
Flurries
between 2 and 3, but it seems like it's a little too warm for snow. But that's what they have here on the AccuWeather.
Flipper 13 says, "Is it just me or is the audio all fucked up?"
I don't know.
No, I think there would have been a lot of other people saying that they were having audio problems if that was the case, right?
Yeah, Melee Palace Way on the Twins. Jay Velarde on the Twins. Kobe Valentine says, love Mini. Pitt needs to lose sometime, and Odorizzi is a dope pitcher. Mr. Gokster 99 says, Twins get this one. Seriously says, I like Twins. Odorizzi is look great in the 6 scoreless innings. I also said before that start, I'm not sure if he's a number 1. We talked about how good he looked in the spring, but he's on a new team. You want to look good early.
Yeah.
The Pirates offenses look great early, 266 average, 796 OPS. I don't think that continues. I'm just going to take the Twins.
You're going to take the Twins.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking the over. Jim's taking the Twins. I don't necessarily disagree with that one. Let me see what we can give you here. Minnesota, where is that? Minnesota, plus 102. We can give you Minnesota plus 102. That's the current line at Pinnacle. Minnesota money line plus 102. What's the line? What?
Scherzer getting touched.
Yeah.
3 runs in the first inning.
Yes.
God,
I like the over in that game. I didn't give it, but I definitely bet it. Yes, for sure. All right, and then let's move on to the rest of the card. I didn't get a chance to handicap the late games here. What else are you liking, Jim, from today's card?
Let's see. I didn't do anything over after the 7 o'clock as well. So if we hit every game, then I'm
thinking about putting on the. Once again, I got burned taking the White Sox in the first game of the series. Got burned taking the White Sox in the second game of the series on the second half, and I think I'm going to take them on the second half here again, even though it's that might be a little bit stupid. This guy Sanchez has live stuff. He's just had blister issues. So far, he's looking pretty good. I don't think they're going to go too deep with him though. I expect maybe 5 or 6 strong innings from Sanchez, and then maybe some runs from the White Sox late. So I think I'm going to take the White Sox on the second half again, despite the fact that I have already done that a few times in this series, a couple times this series, and lost each time. Yesterday, I had a small winning day in MLB, won everything except for the White Sox, which I lost 3 different ways. But I'm going to take it. It's now up to plus 120. I'm going to take the White Sox one more time. Second half. I'm 0 for 2 doing this. Hopefully, I'll wind up 1 for 3. I'm going to take White Sox second half plus 120 against the Blue Jays. That's definitely going to be a pick. And the other games, I'm going to hold off on until the evening show, Jim.
I'm concerned about a comment that I'm reading here. And Triple Beams jumping on the Nats right now, plus 195.
Triple Beams jumping on the Nats.
Right now, down 3-0.
Wow, okay.
Elio Rodriguez, and I feel much more comfortable when he's on the same side as me. He says, wow, I'm in shock. No value on Twins. And I'm fading Nova. Tomor comes in and says, I think Nova's a better pitcher I think Nova is a pitcher you fade in hitters' parks and back in a park like PNC. He was horrible his first start. I think he shows up here. I'm
just taking the over here.
Yeah,
now.
I'm fine with taking the Twins here. I think that the Pirates' 4-0 start is a mirage, and I don't think it will continue. And I'm comfortable here. Tomor about your Sanchez spot says, when pitchers come back from injury, I like to fade them the first start and back them the second start. I think Sanchez pitches better, but the price is too high.
But Sanchez had a pretty decent first start, didn't he? Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. And Sanchez is back from a little bit of a weird injury. He's back from blister injuries, which I feel are like different injuries from like a shoulder or elbow.
That's a great point. That's an excellent
I always put elbow injury, and for that matter, I put back injuries in a different category as well. I think back injuries are pretty serious, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like long term.
Yeah.
Blisters are not serious year to year, but in the same year they're pretty serious because, like, you know what I mean? They usually don't let them heal long enough.
I think that's an excellent, very well put.
Yeah. All right, so I guess that's it for baseball. We can move on. Once again, Jim has given Cleveland run line plus 113, Minnesota money line plus 102, Baltimore money line plus 159, Arizona under 8, and the first half under 4.5 minus 118, and the Yankees first half under 4.5 and the full game under 8. And I have given White Sox second half plus 120, Cleveland first half minus 149, Cleveland minus 1, the Dodgers first half money line minus 130, the Dodgers Arizona game first half under 4.5, and the Minnesota Pitt game over 7.5 minus 114. That's all I want to give for now. It's definitely, this is the way it's going to be all baseball season long. Borderline plays, leans that you might want to bet, might want to stay off of, and you have to make these decisions. And I think we made the decisions here, Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, I think the key here is not to fall apart early in the season when it's more difficult. We saw that, especially in NHL. Right. It was a battle the first 4 weeks to 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and then you get more comfortable with the teams, and you understand who you really like to fade. And so the key is just to keep our shit together in the first 4 to 6
So easy to fall apart at any point in any season, in any sport, Jim. I think is the main thing you take from that. Yeah, especially early and middle and late. All right, let's see what else we have here. Just get some comments, then we'll get to NHL. Only 3 games, so I think I'm liking a bunch of plays.
Oh, I like this.
I like
the
NHL card too, Jim. We're probably on the same plays, which I think for today's card is going to be a good sign. Let's see. What other comments do we have here? Jay Velarde says White Sox money line, good value today. Okay, I thought that yesterday, and I was wrong. Let's see. Tyler Martinez says, how the fuck are the Pirates 4-0? Well, if this were in the middle of the season, just a random 4-game spread, you would say any team can win 4 games in a row. But yes, the Pirates are probably overachieving. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yes, Hal Abrams says Sanchez pitched real well last time. Let's see. Scotty Rock Forever talking about Felix Hernandez. We'll get to that. I haven't looked at that one in depth yet, but we'll get to that one in the evening show. Let's see. What else do we have here? Elio Rodriguez.
Native Queen says, thanks for the shout out. She just jumped on that money line too with the Nats down 3-0. Native Queen got it at plus 215.
Wow. Okay.
That's exciting. Okay. So plus 105, plus 215.
Yeah.
This is very exciting.
That's nice. Live betting value can be had. Definitely more than pregame lines. Elio Rodriguez says no value on Twins. Wow, I'm in shock. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I talked about.
Yeah.
It's concerning.
All right. Let's see. All right. I guess we can move on to NHL, right, Jimmy the Bag?
Yes.
Let's move on to NHL. All right, just 3 games today. Yesterday, of course, wasn't that bad overall. I just got not even that was so cute, and the result was so bad that just counts as just stupid. I just got stupid there. And Jim, you broke even on that game because you had the under. You know what I mean? The side loss, the total 1. You broke even. No great shakes.
I'm different from you. I need my fucking bets to hit. What happens officially here is very important to me, but I mean my life, the happiness of my life depends on succeeding in gambling. Wow. So I was very, very upset.
Okay, wow. Now we're getting deep inside of you. The happiness of your life depends on succeeding in gambling. Really?
Yes.
Okay. The happiness of my life depends on positive comments in the comments section. You know what I mean? So I guess that is one way we're different. You know what I'm saying? If I go 0-8, but I get 3 comments saying best show ever, I'm in heaven.
Fuck. Fuck, that 0-8 just destroyed me, dude. Like, that just fucking killed me, man. That was such a hard day. And I apologize. And I thank you for all you guys with your kind comments, because that is about as upset as I've been going.
What? Yesterday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what we got today. Buffalo's last home game, right? Ottawa has nothing. If they bring something in there, does Ottawa have another home game coming up? I think they do, right?
They don't.
They don't?
They don't.
All right.
And Erik Karlsson has decided not to travel with the team.
Yeah. So obviously they're waving the right flag. Once again, Buffalo is a bad team, but they do have some positive elements to them, right? Buffalo can't buy a win, Ottawa can't buy a win, but Buffalo has been not quite as bad. Gotta be leaning, at the very least, Buffalo team total over and Buffalo -1, right, Jim?
Buffalo -1.5 puck line. Yeah. I'm not going to, but yes, I think the over.
The Buffalo team total over 2.5. Gotta be a no-brainer.
At what? At what?
Not even that big of a deal. -150 or whatever, but that's fine. That's cool.
I've got a real simple plan. I've had a bad 2 days, and I'm gonna stick to this simple plan. I've got a puck line on each game, and I'm just going to take these 3 bets, and that's it.
Okay, what are you taking, Jim? The puck line, right?
Yes.
All right, the puck line. Let me just find the best line. I hit this one maximum bet. In fact, I might have even overbet it a little bit on the overnight line. I hit +1 here, my -1 here. Let me just, God, the computer's freezing up just a little bit. Just give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Let me find it. Buffalo, puck line, current best line here at SBR odds. Wow, +230 at the Greek. Very, very nice. Jim's going to take
that
Buffalo.
Is a great line.
Puck line. +230. The Greek does have intentionally off-market lines at times, and the reason we use the Greek as opposed to other books that have intentionally off-market lines is because you can bet there in perpetuity. They do take professional action there. I'm going to take Buffalo -1 and the team total over. The -1 line, let me see. The best money line right now, it is headed up, no surprise. Greek again, still with just -125 on the money line and +230 on the puck line. I'm also going to take the Buffalo team total over right now, which is 2.5 -150 at Pinnacle. Let me just quickly check Heritage to see if we can beat that, but I'm almost certain that that we can't. Just quickly checking Heritage to see if we can beat that, and no, it's 150 there as well. All right, so I'm going to take the Buffalo team total over 2.5 -150. 2.5 -150, and
I'm so worried because Austin Geis just talked about another play that I should add. I guess to me it seems like the over should. I just wanted everything to be so simple after having 2 tough games, but I can really see goals being scored in this game. And the Nats already got 1 back for everyone who jumped on the fucking Nats. I love that shit. I hope you guys cash. Okay, what is the over full game over on that?
Well, it's 5.5.
At what?
-110 or 115 or so, standard line.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
-110, -115, something like. Oh, actually, -107. Whoa, actually, -104 at Bet Online we could give. Wow. Okay, so it's gone down a little bit. Interesting. And maybe that has something to do with someone said that the under has gone under in the last 6 games that these 2 teams have played.
Yeah, god damn, this is very, very difficult. I have a plan, and I'm going to try my best to stick with it. So I could see the over here, but I'm only going to take the Sabres on the puck line.
Okay, Jim's taking Sabres on the puck line. I'm taking Buffalo team total over, Buffalo on the -1 line, and I might in the evening show try to get even cuter and even more cute and triple up and take Buffalo on the first period line. I just feel like Ottawa's just going to be like, fine, here you go, here's your game, Buffalo. They're not going to come in here and try to like embarrass Buffalo at home, or will they?
Did I even go? I didn't even go through any of my notes.
No, that's okay, Jim. Don't worry about it. It's been a weird show today. It's been a wacky show.
Beaulieu is questionable with an illness, and they need him because Bogosian and McCabe are done for the season. But it's fan appreciation night, and I know when I took Ottawa on fan appreciation night, they lost 6-5, but they put up 5 goals. These guys do care. These guys who have been on it's also Dominic Hasek bobblehead night. They've given nothing to their audience all year.
Yeah.
And they want to give them something.
You think so?
I do.
All right, here we go. Rasta Zarastra says, Pete's taking Buffalo. Now I'm nervous. I had Sens. Listen, my last couple days in the NHL have not been that good. Jim Tobleson says Buffalo is going to lose this game. They're awful. Yes, but so is Ottawa, right? And
Right.
Jim Tobleson saying they never show up against awful teams, but this is their last home game. It might be a little bit different here, right, Jim?
I really think that this is going to be a little bit different. We know that Reinhardt's playing excellently. Eichel is playing very well. O'Reilly's disappointed me this year. But, yeah, I just feel like Carlson's saying, I'm not coming with you on this trip.
Right.
And he's basically saying I played my last game in an Ottawa uniform. I was very surprised to see that. Mark Stone's probably done for the rest of the year. He's on the trip. He's on the trip. I mean, that's a leader. I don't want to say negative things about Carlson. The family's gone through a lot in the last 5-6 weeks, but I'm very comfortable here with the Sabres on
Jim
the puck.
Tobleson says it doesn't matter what night it is. Sabres do not show up against bad teams, and they don't care about their fans.
I don't know. I mean,
wow.
Sure. We can all guess what these guys are thinking.
That's a pretty piercing indictment. They don't care about the fans. That's a pretty strong statement here.
Sure.
The entire team doesn't give a shit about their fans. Really?
Tilted Chimp is on Sabres plus the over. If I had more balls, I would take that. But I've had a tough week, and I'm a little gun shy.
All right, I'm taking it right now, and let me see. Yeah. All right, so we'll see. Hope maybe if the Sabres do lose, I'll break even by them with the team total overhitting, which happened to me in that game against Toronto. And I kid too. Groove ! Says Buffalo blows. But I'm a little bit surprised that people are thinking that they like the Ottawa. Aside from the fact that it's just an obvious no-brainer play on Buffalo, so play on Ottawa would be contrarian.
Jim Tolbison saying, have you been to the stadium empty all the time with how bad they are? I fucking love going to that stadium. I love getting the free parking at the First Nations Casino, and then giving your ticket, you get 10 free bucks to gamble with, and then if you go with a bunch of people, you pool it in on a big bet. I love going to Sabres games so much. I love eating the ribs. What's that fucking rib spot called? I just have you been to the stadium? Yes, Jim, and I fucking love it. Regardless of there being 13,000 fans or 15,000 fans, I'm drunk, I'm screaming, and having the time of my life.
I mean, there's going to be some people there who are going to be happy about the last home game, and I don't know. All right, we'll see. It's not even a high line, so we'll see. Kobe Valentine says Ottawa blows. All right, let's and Chatter McDabbin says Buffalo's been scrappy the last month. They have though.
Especially when Eichel got back in the lineup.
So it's I don't know. We'll see. It's not a high line. The line factors into it, obviously. All right, now let's move on. Chicago, St. Louis. St. Louis obviously needs a win, right? St. Louis lost 3 in a row, including getting shut out at Arizona, but Arizona's playing well, so that's not necessarily that bad. Then a home loss to the Caps, who are on a back-to-back, but the Caps are a great team, so maybe you can give them a pass on that one. Huge line here. St. Louis needs a win. Are they a good play here, or is the line too high?
It's Berube. And also, they recalled Jeff Glass.
Did they?
They recalled Jeff Glass. What a bunch of assholes. What terrible management this is. Colin Delia, you bring him up. He has a cramp because he's not ready to play. Then he allows 5 goals. And you have Jeff Glass sitting in the minors. You guys should all be fired for how you trade away Panarin. And who's the other guy? The Teravainen. You should all be fired. You guys have done such a shit management job with this Blackhawks team. The Sayad trade was such trash. Bringing in Sharp because you've won with him before is so fucking ignorant. But the Blackhawks are a well-rested group. They haven't played since that 5-0 shutout on Friday night. Taves will remain out of the lineup with upper body injury. He's trying to play in this rematch on Friday night. And Berube is god-awful. 2-5-1, 3.93 goals against average, 891 save percentage. Why not have Jeff Glass up this whole time? It's just beyond me that they made these decisions. Blackhawks 14-25 on the road, 3-5-2 over the past 10. Yes, it was a very disappointing home loss to the Capitals, but it's win or go home. It's win or go home for the Blues. Now, there's people talking about how because Kane said we'd like nothing more than to keep the Blues out of the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Look at your roster, Kane. You're not going to be able to. This Blues team is going to beat this Blackhawks team. Berube is going to be touched. I'm on the puck line on the Blues.
Yeah, Brent Brooks says if Chicago puts Berube in net, St. Louis is going to win by 6. Okay, very nice. I'm going to take St. Louis -1 as well, and you're taking St. Louis on the puck line, right, Jim? All right, let's do it. Let's find the best lines here. Line shopping, SBRodds.com. Best puck line right now would be +120 at the Greek and Intertop. St. Louis puck line +120. I'll take St. Louis -1. Let's see, just in case they are unexpectedly not as dominant as we're expecting. Best money line will be -225 at Pinnacle, and then +120 at Pinnacle as well. And then a lot of people suggesting the over might be a play. I could even see this also being a spot where the team total over, despite being 3.5 for St. Louis, might also be worth a shot.
What do you think? I like the 3.5. Are you getting a plus line?
+115, not a massive line, but a plus line, yes. +119. And what about a shot with just the full game over? If you like that one, full game over, just 5.5, -106 at BetOnline, and maybe even the first period over as well. I will take the full game over. I'm going to take the St. Louis game over, 5.5, -106. That's an official play for me. Even if St. Louis does pitch a shutout, as Brent Brooks says, it's entirely possible that we could see a 6-0 game, right? I'm just worried that St. Louis gets up 4-0 in the second period.
I'm concerned about the full game over. I'm concerned about it. I don't. The Blackhawks. This means so much to the Blues. They have a tight checking system. They're dealing with 2 defensemen of their top 6 out of the lineup, so they're going to be even tighter defensively. And yes, I would if I was going to take the over here, I think there's more value in the Blues team total over.
All right, well, I'm going to take the full game over 5.5 minus 106. You see how I hit the total in the Detroit-Columbus game yesterday? You see that, Jim? I suggested 5.5, and that one cashed. I bet that one.
Well, you were right. You were so right about Detroit's offense, and you questioned me when I didn't think that it was. So that was great stuff.
All right, I'm taking the over 5.5 on that, and someone else in the comments section said that was the no-brainer play of the day. Here you go. iKid Groove, exclamation point, Blues desperate for a win. Paulo Marquez says Blues all the way. XV Dynasty says over is the safer play on Chicago St. Louis. Okay. A lot of people asking about MMA. Yes, I'm going to cover MMA this week with Andreas Hale, and we are going to, I am going to discuss it in these shows once my full research is done. Absolutely.
Can't wait. I need you to be on my girl Rose. I got a lot of money. I got a lot of money to bet down at the bet box.
Yes. All right, let's see. All right, so that's it. And then let's move on to the Minnesota Anaheim game. Now, obviously, Minnesota losing their top defenseman Suter is not good. But now Anaheim, Cam Fowler's out, right?
Yeah,
that's a big loss, right?
It's a big loss.
So is John Gibson out, right? Is that a big loss? How do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
Yeah. So maybe, if those guys were in, probably Anaheim would be like minus 170, but you'd be all over that, right? Now, those guys are out. We're looking at minus 140. What do you think about that, Jim?
I'm making a possible mistake out of a vividness bias. I'm fucking angry. I'm angry that how badly I lost in that Wild Oilers game.
Ooh, overall we've had a good record in the NHL. We've made more good picks than bad picks, but taking fucking Edmonton on the team total over and to beat Minnesota, that was a bad pick. That was bad. But we both did it, Jim.
Yeah, I'm upset, and I'm so upset that I'm going to allow the Wild to fuck me again if they're capable of it. I hated seeing Fowler go down, and I hated seeing Gibson go down, although Gibson's been going down all year. I kind of like Miller when he knows he's going to start for a couple games. He's looked good at home this year and bad on the road. I'm going to take the Ducks again on the puck line. Ryan Suter's a huge loss. Now Dumba and Brodin look great against the Oilers, and that it's not easy against that one line, and they had to play well against that one line. They're very good young defensemen. They say they're ready for the challenge.
Yeah.
Wild have not looked good on the road this year, but when they were looking terrible, we both said that was an anomaly, that they're going to come back on the road, and they have. But I'm going to move with this Ducks team. Cogliano, Kessler, Silverberg have looked great. 24-10-5 at home. They're now 2 points ahead of Colorado with a game in hand. Trail Los Angeles by 1 point. This is a huge, huge spot. And I'm taking the Ducks on the puck line at a big, nice. I'm getting over plus 200.
Yeah, you're getting a plus 202 at Pinnacle. We can give you that one. Jim's going to get Anaheim puck line plus 202. That is the current line at Pinnacle. And it's obviously a very low total. I was thinking maybe under or the first period under. With all these defensemen out, do you think that enhances scoring, or do you think they're going to clamp down because of it and it'll be a tighter game?
That is such an important question, and I used to think, that it would actually be lower scoring because you aren't getting the same outlet passes. But then you're asking Dumba and Brodin to do more than I still kind of it's so tough that question. It's such a difficult question. I still kind of lean to a lower scoring game where your first thought would be, of course, it'll be a higher scoring game without their best defenseman, but I think that those outlet passes are crucial, and we saw how hard it was for Buffalo to score with a good-looking forward group. So yes.
And here's a comment. Gerald Martinez says Oilers look disinterested in that game, Jim. So maybe Minnesota looked a little bit better than they actually will be.
I think that's such an important point. I think they definitely look better and that Oilers team just looked awful in that game. It was one of the most aggravating games I've watched all season. I think this is a good spot just for the puck line.
All right, I'm taking Anaheim -1 as well. I'm going to do it. Intertop says -135 on the money line, and again, the puck line best line will be plus 202. So I'm taking Anaheim -1. I'm going to stay off the total on that one, although the first period under would be a lean. And that's it for NHL. A lot of people talking about MMA. Let's just look at some MMA comments quickly. Then let's look at some. We'll review the NHL picks, and then we'll move on to NBA. Some interesting shit coming on here from the MMA comments. Yes, I'm going to I'm going to be handicapping that, and I will have an opinion on that one when I've done my full handicapping. And also, people are asking about Masters picks. Haven't had time to look at it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but if I do, I will definitely communicate what my picks are, and I will add them on as official picks as well. G-Man Hag says Charlie Hoffman, dark horse play for the Masters. Lou Chase Fox says Thug rolls again. Thug Rose rolls again. Okay.
Good. I'm so happy Lou Chase is thinking that because I have to better with no knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I have to better after hitting that plus 500.
Yes.
I have to better, and I hope it's not a terrible decision.
Donald Mao says Ducks were so close to a puck line last game, but just missed the empty netter. I'm just going to take Ducks money line, but Donald Mao liking the Ducks as well.
I thought the Ducks won their last 2 games in overtime.
Yes, he said they were close to it, but they didn't get it. He said they didn't get it.
I thought you said they missed an empty netter.
Oh, I don't know what he's saying, that he's taking them on the money line. We're so close to a puck line, but just missed the empty netter. Yeah, that's right. They were both overtime. You're right.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay, let's see. A lot of comments coming in about MMA. Talking about the Holloway fight. I bet Lou Chase Fox says bet a small bet on Holloway by KO in the first round. Bill Buttlicker was suggesting that Holloway might be a good bet as a dog. I saw that earlier on. I did catch it. Bill Buttlicker. Let's see. And someone else talking about how Rose is going to get fucked up. It was a funny comment. Let me see if I can find it. What's so funny, Jim?
Oh, Native Queen is so sweet.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much, Native Queen. While I look for this funny comment about Rose getting fucked up, here's a comment about Khabib getting fucked up. Lou Chase Fox says, hoping Holloway puts a knee right through Khabib's teeth on the first shot. There, MMA. That's why MMA is so popular. All right, let's see. Can't find the comment about Rose's nose, but all right. Yeah, well, okay. Tyler Martinez. Khabib is going to soften up Holloway for Ortega. Ortega beats Holloway and then fights Khabib. Fucking awesome. Okay, all right. Let me see other comments coming in, and then we will move on to NBA. Don't worry. We're getting to NBA. Let me just scanning. Cody A.V., Bissell Pete, why don't you ever do road trip shows? You become an even bigger legend. That's what I said, Jim. That's what, off camera, I was like, let's do some road shows. You know what I'm saying? I could sing some of my sports betting song parodies. Some of my songs. Jim can do stand-up. I'll do some impressions. And, yeah, it'll be fun as hell. Let's make it on a road show. But the problem is then you got to have a road crew. You got to pay the lawyers. You got to pay the manager. You got to pay the agent. You got to pay the accountant. The artist gets paid last, Jim. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be fun as hell, right?
It would be the most fun time I ever had in my life.
It sure would. It sure would. I mean, when they, yeah, okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Let me see. Yeah, we could do road shows from bars.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, God, that would be so awesome. Drink specials, free T-shirts.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Scotty Rock saying Bay Area road show. Dude,
yes.
I'm young enough too just to destroy my body. So let's fucking go, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be able to do this in 10 years. I might not be here. I got to fucking hammer this next 10 years as hard as possible.
Next 10 years? We might not even be here by August. We might not even make it to the IFBC.
No, I'm just talking about drugs and alcohol in my body.
That's what I'm talking about, Jim. That's what I'm talking about.
So I'll go do it in your tree hut.
Yeah, hell yeah. Who knows? The fucking humanity might not be here in 10 years. All right, let's move on. Oh yeah, Philadelphia. I'd love to go to Philadelphia. Love that town.
Michael Irvelina saying, "Bring Jimmy to L.A." Oh God, would that just be the most? We'd get a bus.
Oh no, he's saying take the over in Philadelphia. He's not saying. I thought he was saying take over Philadelphia. I was like, yeah, we'll take over Philadelphia. Now he's saying no, just take the over in Philadelphia. All right, let's move on to NBA. Jimmy the Bag, kind of a tough card here. Of course, we have the second of the back and of the home and home back and back with Miami and Atlanta. There was one play that I did make. Tell me what you think about this. New Orleans needs a win, right? Memphis is very beatable. New Orleans has been kind of sloppy recently. My sense is that when New Orleans at home and they're trying to get a win, they play more up-tempo. So I was thinking about an over here in the first half over. What do you think, Jim?
That's an interesting take. My concern is Anthony Davis playing hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they need him for offense. And spraining his right ankle last week, home loss, he's not missed the game. Mm-hmm. Limited to 16 points in that road loss to Cleveland. A quiet 25 points in the home loss to Oklahoma City. That's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
That's my concern. So Thomas Corjum. Thomas, I'm going to copy this so we can get to your stuff here. But so I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. Mm-hmm. Sorry, and I'll click that in a second.
Go ahead.
I'm on the Grizzlies. I think 13. Mm-hmm. I hope they're still hanging 13. I wonder what the movement has been.
Yes, no real movement. Still 13.
The Grizzlies are coming off the 113-98 loss at Portland on Sunday night, and I think Portland is a much tougher spot than the Pelicans are. Mm-hmm. They've lost 6 of 8. They have very few bright spots, and Dylan Brooks is one of them, playing well. They're only 6-32 on the road, but this Pelicans team has lost 4 in a row. There's a reason why they're doing it. They're having trouble scoring. So I'm a little concerned because Anthony Davis has not taken the time off that he would have taken earlier in the year.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Memphis is playing pressure-free. New Orleans needs a win, right? Memphis has covered 4 in a row. All's a big dog, right? Pelicans have lost 4 in a row, straight up in ATS.
Goose did nail it last night, didn't he, with the Warriors?
What did he nail it?
Goose. He had the Warriors to cover.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
great,
right.
Great
he
call,
did.
Goose.
But I mean, we had the under on that one. We cashed.
No, I also had Oklahoma City.
Right, you did. Right,
yeah.
So you broke even. And we cashed. That wasn't a disaster game.
David Stewart saying, "Love that game, Jimmy. 13 points, way too many." Oh, man. Goose saying if he's ever in Costa Rica, he'll swing by, pick up that king bed. Absolutely, Goose.
Very nice.
Absolutely, Goose.
Very nice. Yeah, listen, I was thinking that maybe it would be an over, and I did look back, and it is true. I found that, the Pelicans, their last 6 games as a favorite of 7 or more all went over. That was earlier in the year when maybe they had more energy. They were, and they have been lower scoring recently. I don't know. I was thinking about a shot with the over, but the total is definitely headed down, Jim.
Yeah, I generally that would be the play. But when you're dealing with a star, dealing with this sprained ankle, not taking the time off that he would have taken.
Yeah.
I just have too much concern.
All right, so you're going to make a pick on this one?
Oh, definitely. I'm on the Grizzlies plus 13. It's a play I quite like.
All right, Memphis plus 13, minus 105. That has certainly been the way to take Memphis recently, and the 4 straight covers as a big dog, and here they are again. Jim liking them to do it for a 5th time. Then we have Boston and Toronto, another interesting game, right? Toronto has now lost 9 in a row ATS after losing to the Cavs, and Boston, despite all the issues, they lost their last game but got another cover. They're just covering game in and game out. Both these teams are on back-to-backs. Boston just dominating ATS. Toronto's lost 9 in a row ATS. They also played 2 games ago in Boston. Of course, Boston won that one, 110-99. I don't know. I wanted to take an under here, but it's a very low total. I was thinking about maybe the Boston team total under. What do you think? I mean, how long can Boston keep this up?
What is the team total under?
It would be about 100.
Yeah, yes, but I'm concerned. I think that if you want to do anything with this, I'm on the Raptors. I'm on the Raptors to smash them. If any team is set up for a back-to-back, it's this Raptors squad and not this Celtics squad that's so beaten up.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I actually say I'm still on the Raptors, and I hope they get Terry Rozier back from that sprained ankle or Shane Larkin back. I mean, but yes, the Raptors have not looked good, and they're not going to do this. 10 players played at least 15 minutes last night. If any team is ready for a back-to-back, it's these Raptors. They're a healthy group. And I think they're going to cover. The home teams won every game in this series, and the Raptors have to step up.
Right. But also, if there's any team that's ready to lose 10 in a row ATS, it's the Raptors because they have lost 9 in a row.
No, you're right. They've not been covering it, but if they're still hanging a 7.5, I'm going to jump on it right now.
Okay, you want that one, Jim?
Yeah. They have to send a message to the Celtics team. Tomer says the Raptors are coasting now. They will be ready come playoff time. I agree, but don't you think they have to send a message right now? They've just lost twice in a row to the Cavs. They've lost 2 out of 3 to the Celtics. All the questions are creeping back up into Toronto media whether this team can do it when it counts. I think, and I think Casey was saying it's okay if we lose to the Cavs. I need them to win with the Raptors. Here's Al Mack, who works from the ACC, at the ACC, a very important person, says, I can't pull the trigger on the Raptors. Have let me down too many times. I might hit Raptors first half. Interesting. I can't and will take the Raptors tonight. Am I getting a 7.5?
We can do you one better. We can take the bookmaker line, -7, -110.
I really
Bet
like
online
that.
and the Greek have 7, -115. Everyone else has 7.5. A bookmaker has -7, -110. And I'm going to hit the Boston team total under 99 at Pinnacle. I am going to take it. Boston Celtics team total under 99, -109. Boston's just a great team. And, maybe they will cover this one. But if they do, I hope it's low scoring. I'm taking the Boston team total under. What do you think about that, Jim? Not too bad, right?
The Boston team total over.
Yeah, under 99, -109.
Yeah, I do think Bill Butler says Celtics cover. I think that's a good play. Cody AV says, what do you think about the Raps first half play? And, we know Al Mack is on it. Mr. Coaxer says Raps dressing room doesn't look right now. I think it looks fine. Okay.
All right, let's move on. Philly and Detroit is an interesting game. Both of these teams have been rolling. Philly has covered 9 in a row, and Detroit has covered 8 in a row.
Yeah, very tough game.
Detroit playing much better with with Reggie Jackson back. I was thinking about a shot with the over, but it opened at 211.5. It's now up to like 216. Still thinking about the first quarter and first half over, though. What's your take on this one, Jim?
King Rail says you guys are capping NBA wrong this late in the season. Looking at wrong things in these games.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. I think your commenting is wrong.
What are we looking at? What are we looking at, King Rail?
Why don't you tell us what we're doing wrong instead of just saying that there's something wrong?
Well, no, that's okay. Well, but
tell us what we're doing wrong.
I would like to know what that's what I'm saying, Jim. My God, what a weird show. What a weird show it's been today. I think that actually I'm doing better in the NBA now than I have at any other point in the season. I'm just taking the team total under on that one. King Rail, let us know what you think we're doing wrong here. And Jim, what do you think about the over in the Detroit game?
Yeah, I mean, everything is leaning towards it. What line would you get?
Well, it opened at 211.5. Now it's up to 216. And Whit Hadley says Detroit over the total.
Wow, that's a huge move.
Mm-hmm. And Mally Mal agrees it. Lock it in, Hadley.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a huge move. Let's see. Tomor says, living in the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia's finally integrated Bellinelli and Ilyasova into the lineup. They have been a streaky team all year, and they are on fire right now.
Yeah, but so is Detroit, at least from an ATS perspective. What do you think here, Jim? You want to make a play?
I'm not going to make a play at this point. But that line movement is just too big now. And I don't think the Pistons want to play a very fast tempo against these Sixers. Especially, we know that Blake is not going to be in the lineup tonight. Tolliver taking Blake's spot changes the game so much.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to make the play on this.
All right.
If it was at 211, I would.
Yeah. It exploded up to 216. I'm going to think about that, and I was thinking about the first quarter and the first half over as well on this one. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Then we have Dallas and Orlando. I know that Dennis Smith is announced out for Dallas. That was probably at least partially cause of the line movement. Orlando opened as a small dog. Now they're all the way up to a 3.5 or 4. Total also crashed from slightly over 200 to slightly under 200. You have a play on that one, Jim?
I don't. I hit that under last night by 37 points in the Magic.
Oh, nice call. Yes, that's right. Nice
both
call.
teams coming off wins last night, and both teams have only strung together consecutive wins 5 times this year. Mavericks defeated the Blazers. They looked pretty good, shot 38.6% from 3. Losing Dennis Smith is going to hurt them. Harrison Barnes has looked great at the 3 because he's got such a good mid-range game, but having a 3-point range game is really going to change things. Shooting 40.5% from 3 over the last 17 games. And Magic did look good, beating up the Knicks. They got quiet nights from Gordon and Vucevic. Hazonia scored 19 points, averaging 15 a game. I feel like this is a very tricky spot with terrible basketball teams, and I don't want to make a move.
Okay, and then we have Miami Atlanta on the second of the home and home back-to-back. The first game, again, my lean was to the Atlanta team total under, which pushed, but the full game under did cash. This one, I'm not exactly sure what I think about this one. You have anything to say about this one, Jim? Miami Atlanta.
King Rail says you guys have to cap guys playing for roster spots and 10-day contracts.
Yes.
I'm on the Grizzlies. Plus teams pick and choose their
losses to position themselves for better playoff matchups. Yes.
How can you cap players you don't watch?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I'm definitely aware of that. There are teams playing youngsters. In fact, a lot of the times I'm inclined to bet on bad teams that are playing youngsters for playing time, like the Knicks and like the Mavs and teams like that. So yeah, no, absolutely, King Rail, for sure.
And I'm on the fucking Grizzlies today, King.
And King Rail says that's what's happened to the Blazers and the Heat last night. Yes. There was an under, which I did cash on that one. So, all right, Jim, what are you thinking about the Miami game here? A pick?
On the Heat Hawks. The rematch. I'm not. Heat clinched a playoff spot. Now in a 3-way tie for 6th place. Washington, Milwaukee. Dragic looked good last night. Whiteside played 28 minutes, which is around. I thought he'd play 25 after. Bam again didn't play. 2nd straight game. Bam's being a healthy scratch. They've won 6 of 9. I was surprised how well the Hawks played after what's his name was scratched, Dwayne Dedmon right before the game. I mean, anyone who had the Hawks would think they're fucked without Dedmon. But John Collins looked great again, 19 points, 10 boards. And they're getting a ton from Dorsey, a ton from Damian Lee, Isaiah Taylor, 15 points, Muscala, 13. But I don't know what to make of this game. I'm going to spend a little more time with it at this point. I just feel like with the Hawks, the Heat clinching, but they still they're in a tie now for three-way tie for 6th place. So the Heat need to win this game. But Wade said it doesn't matter who you get between the Cavs, Celtics, and the Raptors.
Right. I generally don't like to take a team as an underdog cashing on the second of a back-to-back if they cash on the first as a back-to-back as well. But this might be a spot. Maybe we're taking Atlanta anyway. And then the Spurs and the Lakers. Do you have any play on that, Jim?
I do. I'm on the under in this game. Both teams second half of back-to-backs. Lakers put up enough points against a Utah team that wasn't trying last night. Lonzo missed his 26th game of the year, and Brandon Ingram, still in concussion protocol. Thomas done for the year. Spurs lost 113-110. They allowed 41 points in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable at this time of the year. Pop will let them know that. They've lost 6 straight on the road. They have to stop that. They're unlikely to catch the Blazers now for third, but they're in a very, very tough, very tough race right now for seeding. I think this game will be a tighter defensive game. And I'm on the under. Hal Abraham says Heat are overrated. Take the points with the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean it is a lot. It is a lot of points, even though the first game was close.
How much was it again?
Well, 8 or 8.5.
Yeah.
The total has gotten bet down in the Lakers game. Opened to 208.5. Now it's down to 207 minus 110 at Pinnacle. Is that good for you, Jim?
Good enough.
All right, and that's it for the NBA card. Once again, we will review all the line moves, and we will maybe add some picks, although I probably won't because this card makes me a little bit uncomfortable. We will review all the line moves in the 6 o'clock show tonight. Once again, Jim has given, in the, I'll review all the NBA and the NHL picks. Jim has given, the Buffalo puck line plus 230, Anaheim puck line plus 202, and what else did you give in the NHL? Oh, St. Louis puck line plus 120, and that's it, right? Three picks in the NHL, and in the NBA, Jim gave Memphis plus 13. Jim gave the Lakers game under 207. And that's it, right, Jim?
Yes, I had 3 plays in the NBA, 3 plays in the NHL.
What's the other NBA play that you gave?
I have the Raptors.
That's right, the Raptors. There you go, right. The Raptors minus 7.
Hadley says, no, Jimmy, Utah defense way better than the Spurs defense. Take the over. I think that these guys are going to be a little tired, which will lead to also bad perimeter defense as well as worse perimeter shooting.
Sure.
But I really think that Pop is not going to allow this the 6-game road losing streak to continue. And I think Pop is very angry at the 41 points allowed in the fourth quarter and will demand defensive responsibility.
All right. And my picks in the NHL, I'm agreeing with Jim on all those. St. Louis minus 1. I also have the over 5.5 in that game. Anaheim minus 1. Buffalo minus 1. I also have the Buffalo team total over 2.5 in that one. NBA, just one play. The Boston Celtics team total under 99. Just one play for me in the NHL. That's probably going to be my only play of the day. And that wraps up the 12 o'clock show. Fun show. We're going to be doing this all over again at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So come back and tune in, folks.